6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and start the meeting. Roll call, please.
Acting Chair Ferris,
Here.
Commissioner Hayman,
Here.
Commissioner Richter.
Here.
3 present, we have a quorum.
Right, the Pledge of Allegiance. All rise, please. Ready to begin? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
I will second.
Okay. Ferris,
Aye.
Hayman,
Aye.
Richter.
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Okay, this brings us to non-agenda public comment items. Persons wishing to address the commission on matters that are within the commission's jurisdiction and do not already appear on the agenda may do so at this time. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the Planning Commission may not take action on an item that does not already appear on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes. The public comment agenda is limited to a total of 1 hour. Each speaker is asked to provide his or her name. Any public comment? Anybody on the phones? No? Moving right along. Discussion and other action items. Looks like a tentative tract map 7358 extension. This is a 36-month extension to a map to subdivide 11.08 acres gross and 10.16 acres net of vacant land into 43 single-family residential lots with a minimum lot size of 6,000 square feet and 1 drainage sump located on North Downs between Las Flores and Ridgecrest Boulevard, APN 067-050-21. Applicant is Cornerstone Engineering. Staff report.
So this map, the zoning is residential low, or the general plan designation is residential low, and then the zoning designation is R1 single family. So this map was first approved in September of 2021. As we remember, we updated the code to be consistent with this Subdivision Map Act. So now our extensions are for 36 months, and they are allowed 2, as long as projects still conform with the general plan. So as you are also probably aware still and remember very well, our general plan has numerous policies about increasing housing and providing housing opportunities. So by extending this map, that is consistent with those policies. This would be the very first extension, so they would have 2 6-year should it still conform 3 years from now. So when this was originally approved, the CEQA was done, and it got a negative declaration. So there is no possibility of any additional environmental impacts. So what we're asking tonight is you approve the 36-month extension and make a determination that no further CEQA is required.
Commissioner comments? Commissioner Richter?
None.
Commissioner Hayman?
None.
I have none. I appreciate the language in that says as long as the projects conform with the general plan, that gives us sort of an out if anything ever changes, then that can die there. So is Daryl on the phone?
He is not.
Okay. Is there any public comment? None on the phone? All right. So I am requesting a motion for approval of the extension as written.
Second.
Okay.
Anybody? Anybody?
Okay, so Ferris,
Aye.
Hayman,
Aye.
Richter,
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
right. Next is the tentative tract map 7359 extension. This is also a 36-month extension to a map request to subdivide 11.3 gross acres, 8.2 net acres of vacant land zoned residential into 50 family residential lots and one sump lot with a minimum lot size of 6,000 square feet. This project also includes a variance application for a lot depth less than 100 feet on lots 19 and 20, 25 through 28, located on West Bowman Road between China Lake Boulevard and Norma Street. APN 480-010-15 and 480-010-13. The applicant is Cornerstone Engineering. Staff report.
So this property has a general plan designation of residential low, and the zoning designation is R1 and R2. Again, same thing as the last map. The general plan has numerous policies about increasing housing, and this is consistent with that. This first received approval in 2021, and this would be the very first request for an extension. Staff is recommending a 36-month extension, and that Planning Commission also find that this has no further CEQA review required due to the previous approval.
Commissioner reports? Commissioner Richter? No. Hayman?
No.
I have nothing. Any public comment? Anybody on the phone? I move that we approve this tract map as written. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Ferris?
Aye.
Hayman?
Aye.
Richter? Aye. 3 ayes, motion carries.
All right. Number 3, tentative tract map 7360 extension. This is also a 36-month extension to a map 13.04 gross acres of vacant land into 55 single-family residential lots averaging 7,110 square feet with a minimum lot size of 6,000 square feet. Located on the southwest corner of Upjohn Avenue and Richmond Street, APN 343-070-24. Applicant is also, again, Cornerstone Engineering. Staff report.
So this one is zoned R1 again, and residential low. Same thing, we're increasing housing. This was approved same time, September of '21. They have never received an extension before. This would be the first one. And staff is recommending approval of this extension and also a finding that no further environmental review is necessary.
Commissioner comments? No? I will go ahead and motion that we approve as written. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ferris?
Aye.
Hayman?
Aye.
Richter?
Aye.
Okay. I can't hear. 3 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. Number 4, general plan consistency review for land purchase. A review of report for general plan consistency of proposed land purchase by the City of Ridgecrest, APN 067-196-05. General plan designation, commercial downtown. Staff report, please.
So this property is located at 243 Balsam Street. It's a little over 7,000 square feet, and it is the vacant site that you can see on that first slide, right there between the Water Place and across from Navy Federal. So this, what this is tonight, because this is obviously new for all of us, the California Government Code mandates that Planning Commission has to assess any land that the city is purchasing that ensures that it's consistent with our general plan and that they're proposed use is consistent with the general plan. So the general plan designates this site as commercial downtown. Straight from the general plan, it says this designation provides for a vibrant mix of compatible land uses in the Old Town area. That includes residential, administrative, professional offices, retail, and commercial services, and public and quasi-public facilities. The general plan also has numerous policies in it that are about revitalizing the Old Town as it was kind of known when the general plan was done. So those policies include some of the ones that we see frequently are encouraging the infill development and then to use these underutilized sites, and then compact development so that, things are consistent. You can bike and walk between areas. And then the things that are specific to Old Town is that the city should seek to strengthen and revitalize Old Town as an important asset by encouraging appropriate land uses and activities in the area. Also, through design enhancement to enhance the appearance of Old Town, and then mutually supportive uses, so encourage development and recreational facilities to provide increased daytime and nighttime activity. And then the last policy is improvements. So it should plan for common improvements to Old Town to make visually distinct and a pleasant place that projects a positive image for the city. So city staff has been interested in this property, and then there isn't a specific planned use. It will be a public space. If council chooses to purchase this property, they would go through a public outreach kind of process to determine how best to utilize this property. So there isn't anything set in stone as far as the development, other than it will be a public space. And as you guys are aware, the city's been doing the farmers market on Wednesdays and night on Balsam Street. So this vacant, underutilized site really is just to provide another space to kind of launch off the same activities that are already happening, and provide an additional public space in that area during those activities. The only other part of this is the CEQA. So this action is not is exempt from CEQA. So we're asking you make that finding because the purchase of property, there is no possibility of any significant effect upon the environment. And also too, when a project is actually brought forward that they plan to do, then that will go through an environmental review at that time. So staff is asking that you make a determination of conformance with the proposed public use of the site, and a determination that's in conformance with the general plan, and obviously the exemption from CEQA. Is there any questions?
Out of curiosity, do they know the cost of buying the land at this time?
Yes. It's $65,000 plus 50% of the fees.
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Question about CEQA. So once a plan is developed or some sort of project is chosen, then it will go through CEQA, is that correct? Or some sort of
Right, yeah.
environmental impact?
Yeah, everything goes through CEQA, and that's why you guys hear me always saying, it's either exempt or something. So because the purchase of the property is exempt from CEQA. Now, when we actually go to use it, that process, when we determine how we're going to disturb the ground, that process will go through a review.
Yeah, it looks like this purchase is consistent with the general plan and policies that were, in place. The fact that it's an infill project is fantastic for Balsam Street. Looks like a great fit there. Are there any public comments? Anybody on the phone? Ta-da. All right. How about a request for approval?
Seconded.
Well, you have to
Motion.
Make a motion.
Okay,
first.
motion.
Yes, there you go.
Second.
There you go.
Okay, Ferris,
Aye.
Hayman,
Aye.
Richter,
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Commissioner comments and committee reports.
I believe the pool is breaking ground here pretty soon. That was from the parks meeting we had. I don't recall anything else of significance beyond that.
You guys didn't meet.
Just what, city org?
Yeah. You want me to-
Do that?
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, city org, we had a Dennis from, why am I drawing a blank? Code enforcement gave a presentation about what was going on in the city and how that was working. Economic development was canceled, and then I sat in for Warren on infrastructure. Travis gave an update on the project on Felspar. And there's a couple traffic studies, one on Sunland and Bowman that is going to be implemented, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, sir. Any staff items?
So Kung Fu Tea got their occupancy this week, so they should be open soon. That is the new place down in front of Tractor Supply. And I'm sure you'll all be excited to know that Wendy's has submitted as well. So we should hopefully have that before you guys next month.
The location for that, was that the
Wendy's
original?
is going to go where the Arby's was. They are going to demolish it and start over, so.
Perfect.
Oh, and I guess Habit,
Yeah.
if you want to. I'll let you share that one.
Habit is working towards occupancy. They're getting close. They've fulfilled pretty much all of the outstanding public works requirements with the exception of streetlights. We're still waiting on the 100% design from SCE. As we know, they were originally going to be on the same side of the road as the development, but with all the fiber optic lines and all the abundance of utilities that run there, the contractor and the owner requested to put dual-headed lights in the median. So we had a couple of outstanding items that kind of got shuffled in the weeds, but they've pretty since got those handled. So SCE is working on completing that design, at which time they'll put the conduits, pull boxes in, and then SCE will finish that work. So I see nothing in the immediate future to hold temporary certificate of occupancy. As we all know, Chipotle is on a TCO, same with Starbucks, just until there's those final offsite improvements are done. So, moving along, business as usual. I don't see any issues with when they're ready to open, they'll be ready to open. And they're getting close.
Very good. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Do you guys have an update on the project on China Lake and French, the charging station? I see that they're moving right along, but do we have a projected opening date for that, or is that really not?
I have not gotten a projected opening date. I know they're still working on all their underground infrastructure for all the electrical. My guess, and this is just a guess at this point, would be that they will have everything there built out and ready to rock and roll, and they will still be waiting on the transformer and all the stuff for power to get that kind of power to the station.
Gotcha.
So I can, before the next meeting, I can reach out to the developer and see if he's got an estimated completion date, if that's what the commission so wishes.
It was more just a curiosity on my point, or, just wondering how soon that was actually going to come to fruition. But if you ever, rub elbows with them, I would like to know at that point, but I wouldn't make a special call, so.
I can do that, and then I'll make sure my update for you is it'll open when it opens. No.
There you go. Yeah, exactly right, yeah. So, all right, any other committee comments? Anything else from the public? Anybody on the phone? All right, thank you all. We will go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 6:20. Thank you.
Thank you.